Day with temps in the mid-teens. Currently 10 degrees. More news as it happens on FiveAA.
Pick up a Chrysler 300C luxury with leather interior, advanced safety technologies and 20-inch alloys for just $48,000 drive away. This is FiveAA Breakfast.
Morning, everyone. Yesterday we were horrified by the mother of all council decisions. Pembo again has his say in about 15 minutes or so. And Janie, we're very excited, aren't we?
About the
cruise,
Bravo, the
yeah.
cruise. I'm so excited. Coming up later in our show, we will be announcing the winner. So if you've phoned in, gone into the draw, now today you have to hang out and wait, and we will be announcing the winner who will be going on that fabulous 8-day cruise of the South Pacific, and you will have the best time. 2 tickets, flights included. It all leaves from Sydney in October, so make sure you listen out for that.
We love it when people text in, David, don't we?
This is a good one. You would have heard in the news headlines just then the story about Leon Bignell, the tourism minister, spending $150,000 on overseas travel, but insisting that he is no Bronwyn Bishop. Karen has texted in saying, Leon Bignell says, I can't be compared to Bronwyn Bishop. This is only because he doesn't have any hair. So good on you, Karen. Funny little text there. Hey, what about this? Yesterday, average house prices in Sydney, $1 million, $500,000 here in Adelaide. The campaign should be Adelaide, half the price, twice the happiness. Because not having a massive mortgage is the number one way to relax in life. People in Sydney must just be so put upon.
You don't know how young families cope with that kind of mortgage. It's terrible.
Well, look, over the ditch, our chums in New Zealand are facing the same thing with house prices in Auckland fast approaching a median sale price of $1 million. Joining us now to discuss this and other matters of a Kiwi nature is our good friend Selwyn Manning, the editor of EveningReport.nz. Selwyn, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Dave. With that kind of introduction, you'll have a boatload of Kiwis migrating over to South Australia.
I know, mate. Everyone's going to move to Adelaide. Yeah. Do us the world of good. But it is getting exy in Auckland.
Yeah, absolutely. Things over here are very hot. The Real Estate Institute in New Zealand yesterday, it warned that house prices in Auckland are fast approaching, as you said, Dave, the median sale price of $1 million. The Institute, it made that announcement within hours of that report relating to Sydney homes breaking that so-called magic million. Yesterday morning, what followed was the Reserve Bank in New Zealand that cut the official cash rate by 2.5 points. Now, that's 5 points down on where it was only 2 months ago. It's now sitting at around 3%, the official cash rate. Now, what that does is obviously force the banks and lenders to follow suit, dropping home mortgage interest rates. Now, a lot of people would think that that's probably good news, but the lower interest rates, for example, like we spoke last week, Dave, it will give some relief to cash-strapped farmers, but the availability of the cheaper finance is concerning for some, particularly in the economics area, that it will basically apply a blowtorch to an already hot Auckland residential market. So the situation is, where are the solutions? The problems being that foreign investment has been driving the market up in part and creating a housing price bubble that the Reserve Bank only a matter of 2 months ago warned if it burst, and it's warning that it's likely to burst at some stage, and if it does, it will drag the wider New Zealand economy down with it. So there are obviously serious issues there. The problem being, too, is that the National-led government, it's almost an ideological position it's taken in resisting doing anything about the flow of capital coming into the country, unlike Australia, where there is some regulation relating to where foreign investors can place their purchase power, if you like. Understand that it's in Australia, it's in the new construction of houses. Here in New Zealand, the gate's wide open.
Yeah.
So people can invest anywhere, and that what we're seeing, put it in dollar terms, Auckland houses are going up, and this is the median value here. It's obviously not the extreme end, at $3,000 per week. That's $150,000 a year.
Far out. And those figures are New Zealand dollars, mate?
Yeah, they are. And so if you equate, our dollar sits at around 90, the low to mid 90 cents Australia. So it's pretty close to what you guys got.
Yeah, amazing.
And look, meanwhile, Selwyn, New Zealand's getting ready for the All Blacks to play South Africa. It all kicks off on about Sunday night, midnight here in South Australia, so it'll probably be early morning over there in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's right. And this is all preparations for the Rugby World Cup. Now, the Rugby World Cup is coming up. It begins on the 18th of September up in the Northern Hemisphere, goes right through to the end of October, and London will host the final there. But this game, look, rugby is New Zealand's big deal. It's like you guys with your Aussie rules. The thing here is the All Blacks are trying out some new players. There's a 24-year-old guy, Lima Sopoaga. Now, he is in the number 10 position. Now, the world kind of class player that we have, and a guy called Dan Carter in the number 10 position, he's staying home, and the young guy is going over there. This young guy, he is saying in the press yesterday that he's really nervous about going into what the coach is saying is the Johannesburg fortress over there in South Africa. But his mentor, Dave Carter, his advice is, well, it's good to have nerves that proves that you're still alive. Gives you an idea of how that rivalry between New Zealand and South Africa, the All Blacks and the Springboks, is really what it's like. It
is like a religion for you guys, isn't it, mate, the rugby?
It's an absolute religion. Listening to you guys talk about your sport, on when I'm sitting here sometimes waiting to go on, I can see their correlations. It's just a different code.
Well, I went to New Zealand a few years ago with the kids, and I really enjoyed one Saturday afternoon. We were in Queenstown, and we just went and watched what would be, in Adelaide terms, the equivalent of the SANFL. Two of the local sides playing it out, and freezing cold winter afternoon, and it was just sensational, putting on the thermals and rugging up and standing there, real grassroots footy.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Even just down the road from where I live, it's not necessarily the fog in the park at night. The lights are on and it's the steam coming off everybody who's out there training, and it's great to see our countries kind of share these kind of things, isn't it? Outdoor pursuits.
They had a great beer for sale too, Spates Gold Medal Ale, I think it's called. Terrific.
You got a memory.
Anyway, we'll have to leave it there. Could talk all day about our great New Zealanders. I love that country. Selwyn Manning, editor of EveningReport.nz. Thanks for joining us, mate.
OK, details of police activity in your particular suburb right now with police media and the senior constable